I thought it was very enlightening and refreshing just to see, like, you know, our generation speaking on a very elevated level. You know, it's not, it's very rare that you see that, and I think it's time that we actually start to see more of that, because, you know, our generation is facing a lot, and just to have us come together on that collective conscience, you know, it was a powerful thing to see.
And that's what everyone could do. Even my friend who was here, she was like, "Are they doing this again? Because I need to have my family come to see it." Because it was serious. So the way you guys came so hard with it. I was not expecting that, and I just, just didn't be like,
You feel me? We're gonna be alright. I love that song. If you're having a bad day, listen to that song in the morning and you're gonna be alright. This nigga made a video and he was like moonwalking in the sky in Compton. Like, I love that. Like, how high do you and Dr. Dre have to get? Be like, you know what, nigga, we gonna be alright. We gonna moonwalk, we gonna float, we gonna be in Compton. Like, what happened? I love that shit. Just listen to that and feel better. How many people feel better today? Like, if you feel good, how many? No? Damn. I'm nervous for y'all. Like, I know it was late, but it wasn't that late. You're hella pessimistic. Like, it's a black show. You knew it was gonna start at 8:06. Like, you knew that. You mad at me? Eat some chicken strips. Follow suit. Pay attention. Damn. Anyway. So this is Fear and Love, man. This is the faithful few. We got together, and when you do a lot of shows, you know, sometimes it gets redundant and you do the same thing over and over again. So we got together, we wanted to do something a little different. So we came up with this idea of a collaboration from my man Graffiti Bleu from New York. He's amazing spirit. Woo! Graffiti Bleu shout outs. He's like me, but with gray hair and bald. This cool dude. And so we got together, man, to collaborate and bring you something that we hope is a little more cinematic and a little more artsy than a normal show. And I hope you enjoy it. So we got two of the hottest dudes I've ever worked with to start off the Faithful Few Cypher. So please make some noise for Faithful Few, the Fear and Love Cypher.
Fear. I no longer love you, and love, I no longer fear you. I'm ready to have a heart-to-heart with you and discuss some of our issues. So let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. I say, let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. Let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. I say, let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. Let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. I say, let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. Let's talk. I'm ready to hear you. I'm ready to hear you.
Love, I no longer fear you. I'm ready to have a heart-to-heart with you and discuss some of our issues. So let's talk. I'm now able to hear you. So let's talk.
Ultimately, all thoughts are sponsored by love or fear. This is the great polarity. This is the primal duality. Everything
ultimately results from one of these.
All thoughts, ideas, concepts, understandings, decisions, choices, and actions are based in one of these. And in the end, there is really only one.
Love. In truth, love is all there is. Even fear is an outgrowth of love. I take you to the child and the bouncing ball. Child chases the bouncing ball into the street. Car is coming. Child does not know that it's about to die. Mother sees this.
What does she express? Fear or love? She experiences both. She experiences the ultimate expression of love, which is fear. We will discuss those lineages. This is the Cypher.
friend told me that my palms are like an hourglass. And as the hour passed, in my mouth is a bitter taste from my sour past. Past anger, past hostility, past pain, and I'm still trying to keep up with the flow of traffic in this fast lane. But my tank is on EC. I'm running out of fuel. My foot's pushing on the gas, but it's still hard for me to move, and my mom tells me, son, you need to stop tripping on your past. But the only reason I'm still tripping is because it's still sitting in my path. You see, I'm trying to walk, but it's gripping on my calves, making its way up to my brain and causing me to collapse. And inside, I'm hot as flames because it got me thinking back, but y'all don't see that pain, y'all just see the way I'm reacting. So now I'm the one to blame because I'm acting so irrational. Well, here's my rationale. I want to let the past be the past, but the past is making me pass out. You see, I lash out, but when I do that, I black out, and that's dangerous, like throwing a rock in a glass house. Everything scatters, shatters, and splatters about now. I have no control over what comes out of my mouth. It was about last year, when my mother shared with me the truth about my fear and all the weight that I've been carrying. It wasn't really about me. It started when I was about 3. Truth is, the root of my fear all stemmed from her dreams. What this means is, you see, fear is a disease. Don't bring it back to our village, because you can infect your people. You can infect our people with that one planted seed. And once that fruit is consumed, it may actually come true. Now everybody is suffering from that fear that once haunted you. Fear is a disease. Be careful what you focus on throughout the week. Yeah, it can make you strong, but it can make you weak. Fear is a disease. Fear is a disease.
It's getting real. It's getting real. Let's lighten this up before we get even realer. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, the sexy and the not so sexy, big children and little. We're going to take a pause from the Fear and Love Poetry Cypher to allow for the healing process. And here we are going to teach you one thing: how not to sweat that which does not matter. Worry is just about the worst kind of mental activity there is. Worry is pointless. It is wasted mental energy. It is bad for your health. Health will improve almost immediately when worrying ends. Worry is the activity of a mind that does not understand its connection with God. Fear is worry magnified. If your soul is love and fear is on this linear line, then fear is the opposite of everything you are. To not have fear and to not worry no damn more. Face your fear with your own testimony. Welcome to Self-Destruction Anonymous. The ladies of Faithful Few will now speak their truth.
You go, girl.
The palpable shame that occurred when our relationship came to an end was especially difficult because children were involved. I was filled with bitterness, resentment, and pain.
Not wanting anyone to know how horrible she had been, but if there was any other way, I would have self-destructed just to save what we had, because I'm an addict of my own destruction, and I love others more than I love myself. See, I was taught that self-love was synonymous with hate, but here I am, trying to get some help. I'm in between numbness and mind-stirring pain because I can't quite self-destruct, because somewhere along the way, she loved me entirely too much. Perhaps it's the way her eyes would sparkle when she spoke of my beauty, or how she would smile when she called me an amazing creature and would scoff at me when I claimed to be human. Or maybe it was the way she bent down to tie my shoes before I went to work, catering to me like Beyonce.
Or her intoxicating kisses gently but firmly placed upon my neck that always seemed to tingle in an extra special way. It was something about the way that I was drawn to her. Born 11 days apart, and I knew that there was something special right from the very start. Something that wouldn't let me leave. It was like...
She was a twin to my flaming heart. See, somewhere along the way, I started to believe her. Believed in all the crazy things that I wanted to do because I believed in the beauty that she said was within me. Because it was the way she looked at me that very first night. She looked at me as though she had seen the light, and it was the way my stomach jumped when we kissed. Waking up face to face the next morning after telling her that I don't ever sleep like this. But as hard as we loved was as hard as we fought. Perhaps even harder. But I was too terrified to leave, terrified what would happen to her without me. And so I stayed. And before I knew it, 9 years had gotten away, and I was thoroughly confused in every way. She was pushing me and pulling me every day. Her manic moods would leave me shell-shocked and blue. It was the day when she threw my trust away and contacted her very first love. She said it was an attempt to give her all to me. But I couldn't, and I still don't understand that philosophy. See, not after dedicating 7 years to her and being in the process of adoption too. I put my whole life on the line, and here she was holding on to her heart when mine had been open from the very start. It was the day when she asked me, did I even love myself at all? It was this day when my fear finally gave pause, because on this particular day, I realized that I never really loved myself at all. See, I'd given up so much of myself that there was nothing left but broken promises and unfulfilled dreams in a world where people are not what they seem. Then there was a fateful day of February 28th when she pressed so hard that I finally had to say that I couldn't be with her, that I couldn't take any more pain. I was making a decision in the best interest of me. A decision based on love, which only turned out to be the first of many. You see, I was starving from a hunger that couldn't be filled with food. Without love, my soul was dying. I needed soul food. See, all this time I thought that I was loving myself by helping everybody else when, only to find out that true love was something else. True love is making a decision to be the beauty in which the Creator made me, no matter how hard or scared that I might be. My purpose? To live within my divinity. And if I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't be right here, right now. Still be locked in my room, not using my voice. But just like you, I had a choice. And so I faced my fears. I faced who I thought that I was supposed to be, evaluated who I'd come to be, and realized that didn't align with my authenticity. I'd become everything that society had told me to be, not realizing that there's this beautifully creative spirit laying dormant inside of me, just waiting to fly, like a butterfly. Fly, butterfly, fly. So I learned how to fly on shaky wings. Enjoy the beauty that solitude brings until one day I landed and I realized that I had finally conquered the self-destructive me. I bore in my heart for all to see, fanning the flame of inspiration within humanity, and now every day my heart soars just a little bit more. And yours can too. Just do all those things that the Spirit nudges you to, those things that you always wanted to learn or do, those things that inspire and bring passion to you. Do those things, because that's what matters most. We need you doing the things that only you can do, the story that only you can bring, the words that you can only say, write, or sing. We need you sharing what brings passion to you. You loving you. Because the world needs more love. L-O-V-E. Life's one valuable emotion. Love.
To put the fear behind me. I went so searching to find peace. I found her standing right behind me. She said she wants to stand beside me, and I think I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to, I think I'm ready to put the fear behind me. I went so searching to find peace, and I found her standing right behind me. She says she wants to stand beside me, and I think I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to, I think I'm ready to
My fear was being afraid to be myself. Can you believe that? Say what? Fear of embracing what the Lord has given me, and fear of my calling, knowing that He placed me to be more than me. Yet I succumbed to the power of my own secret enemy. That was fear, my debilitating disease. A disease that took me on trips that I'm far more greater than, holding my dignity in my hands, haunted by my past that still invisibly surrounds me. You see, I was taken too early. Lost souls in myself for men who didn't see me, didn't see to protect me, only violate me. I learned early about the powers of the flesh. Penetrated by 13 by someone at least 3 times older than me, so I never knew how to love me, at least not completely. You see, I didn't allow myself to flourish because I didn't think I deserved it. See, the fear had saturated me, held me captive to a mistaken identity, one that the enemy used to control me. You know, y'all, fear is what the undernourished soul sees. Building on the what ifs and what could have been instead of what was right in front of me, loved wrongly, accused falsely, chose even people in my life to uphold this mediocrity. All in fear.
She clears her mind of disillusionment to take sight of her inherent path, marked for her before birth.
She seeks to find her purpose in this life. Shaken by her perspective, she marches on, claiming what was stated hers.
Until I realized that fear is false expectations appearing real. Faith erased, absent from reality. I lived there. Caught up in the what if, shoulda, woulda, coulda been instead of being. Selling over my soul because that's the only one thing I had control of. Not knowing that that thin line of confusion between fear and love, it was the only thing that was consistent to me. Y'all, I was just not breathing. Until I realized that I was made in love. He proclaimed to be loved, and I want to love more. Stepping out on faith to see what's beyond those unopened doors so I can see more than what fear can produce. And you know what I found out? Fear is that superseded thing trapped in our thoughts, which is false. Anxiety-stricken minds filled with forms of rejection that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
The voices in my head kept telling me to
be afraid, be very afraid.
They said, run.
Run away. Run away and never come back again.
By that time, I was so deep in discontent and low self-confidence that the voices telling me to run appeared heaven-sent. When your enemy and your worst fear become the conscience that you endear, and the only voices that you hear are constantly pumping you with fear, your dreams can become nightmares real quick. And this may seem simple, but it's real-ish, hiding behind accomplishments, hoping for validation. Validation and love. Because as you are looking at me and swearing I have it all together, I am looking at me and saying, Destiny, do better. But the reality is that I've had something rotting in me. And its root is fear, manifested by abuse and violence. So right now and right here, it's time to break the silence. I'm not trying to make excuses. But as many statistics prove, many children suffer abuses. I was violated by a man that I thought represented safety and love. Wait, let me take that back. I was annihilated by men that I thought represented safety and love. But as it turns out, they represented sickness and lust. And now my whole world is sunken into mistrust. And the main one who hurt me tore down my whole family. This man I knew since I was a baby. He was my own stepdaddy. Sworn to secrecy is how fear continues to spread. But I will no longer be afraid of the monster under the bed, because each time it turns out that fear was only in my head. Tired of carrying in this burden, as many women do. So I walked around in confusion, married to an illusion, not being able to distinguish love from fear. And let's be clear, at one point, we all could separate love from fear. So I began to denounce my worth, only dating losers. Somehow my new addiction became abusers, predators who only wanted to destroy my mind. So I have a fear of settling for any man who will show me attention and time. But I'm determined to be a survivor instead of a victim. Hi, my name is Destiny, and to me, love equals freedom. If you continue to judge me without getting to know me, then that's your loss. I can no longer be stuck in these regrets and fear. It's time to move on. No more social anxiety, constantly worried about people judging me. No more struggling. No more telling myself that I am less than. No more settling. No more self-destruction. I've suffered enough destruction at my own hand, and no more judgment from you. So if you think my life is easy, then take a walk in my shoes. Anybody? Anybody? If you don't want to do that, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I encourage you to find the courage to love yourself. Go ahead and hug yourself with a warm embrace. For however long it takes, hold on to yourself with strong affection. Look into the mirror and smile at your own reflection. Get good at it. Overindulge until it becomes one of those good bad habits. Know that the secret to a good smile is having a happy face. So reconnect with your inner child and find your happy place. Let's get back to the essence of our adolescence. Let's open the door to acceptance, but this time, don't exactly kid yourself. With every mistake comes a learned lesson, so forgive yourself. Give yourself everything you've been craving for. Open up your heart's door with the courageous roar, letting it be known and confidently shown that you are no longer alone. So on your own, you don't have to be brave anymore. That's what this ability of turning these pages are for. Okay? Let's turn this page. We're in the new day and age. Let's turn the page.
I remember how fake I was when the word real was popular. Now I know better and do better, exposing truth passionately. A dragon breathing fire, using his mind as a pilot light. Inspiring those who inspire me with testimonial melodies. The loyalty of a heartbeat, giving you love to the last breath. I serenade the female form with a culture this lyrical, going deeper than most surface dwellers, going to the depths of pain and emerging with joy. A or wear it proud like a traveler with nice per diem. Glory be to the magnificent, even though experiencing love on its highest level is praise enough.
Alright, I'm digging your flow, bro, but what's that got to do with fear and love, though?
Well, I had to start with a digression before I went on with this lesson. So for all who did not see the fear and love in that, excuse me while I bring it back, I said, I remember how fake I was when the word real was popular.
I feel what you spit, Blue, but let me see if this is an accurate description. Back when you didn't know better, your love was about the treasure.
Yeah.
In hopes for a woman whose kitten was smitten, you were basically just pretending. Pretending to be the being she needed for the time being in order for you to accomplish your mission. Is there anything I'm missing?
Okay, if that was over your head, basically, anytime you're fake, you have a fear of being yourself. Okay? And the reason why you have a fear of being yourself is because you don't love yourself enough to be real. Now that you know, y'all good now? Can I get back to the verse? Romance flow! Being a proficient lover of women never ever ever inspired them to love me back properly.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Fear is one word with many dynamics. If man and woman don't approach their union as one body, they have static. Building a house with love in my one and only marriage, we were doomed from the start, building on a foundation that lacked courage. Her fear was the fear of growing old alone, as well as the fear of facing life's many problems on her own. You see, she saw me as a guardian, which actually wasn't a problem then, because I was ministered by the type of men who did everything they could to protect the divine feminine.
Excuse me, Queen, but I think you misunderstand what the divine feminine means. See, in order to protect the queen on her throne, she must first claim her throne.
Okay. Well, since I shouldn't really talk about people that aren't here to protect themselves, excuse me while I take ownership of my own You see, my fear was of not being good enough. Always in the bad habit of trying to fit inside people's lives and stuff. Never asking myself honestly, were they ever a good fit for my life, let alone were they worthy and such. So now you have a foundation sponsored by thoughts of fear and built on lies. Hot damn! Love is a house quickly sinking inside lies that are quicksand. Now the fear of loss kicks in, forcing new lies to manifest. But how is it possible for love to be a loss? Pause. How is it possible, even if it's just for a short time, to experience love on its highest level and somehow that be a loss? So I'll bring it back. How is it possible for love to be a loss? First off, human beings are not property. Second, a soul's purpose is to experience what it chooses to experience. So with love as the choice, love not only helped me to let her go, but it told me to hold the door open for her. Ha! Love matters as well as good manners. Glory be to G.O.D. Look at me, I'm all polite and shit.
All right.
You see, loving myself kept my ego in check. Now, y'all know how that ego gets. Twisting the truth, making you feel like they've committed a disrespect. But you disrespect yourself when they want to leave and you don't let go. Let our voices echo. Let our values endure. Look, observe, verify, enjoy. You might have missed that, so I'll say it once more. L-O-V-E, let our voices echo. L-O-V-E, let our values endure. L-O-V-E, look, observe, verify, enjoy. L-O-V-E, the decision is yours.
That's a serious ass question. Does anyone know how many people died in Chicago on July 4th, one day alone? How many people?
What year?
Over 50.
Over 50 people.
This year?
This year, one day, July 4th, fireworks and whatnot. So this next piece is dedicated to people who are gone way too soon at the hands of other people. One of those people included my father, who died shot in his own room when I was in the 5th grade. I know you're scared. You should ask us if we're scared too. If you was there, and we just knew you cared too. It just got warm out. This is shit we get warm about. I hope that it's storm in the morning. I pray that it's pouring out. I hate crowded beaches. I hate the sound of fireworks. And I wonder what's worse between knowing it's over and dying first. Because everybody dies in the summer. You want to say goodbye to them, tell them while it's spring. Cause I heard everybody die this summer. So pray to God for a little more spring. I know you're scared. You should ask us if we're scared too. I know you're scared. Me too, me too. I know you're scared. You should ask us if we're scared too. If you was there, and we just knew you cared too. And the worst part, it wasn't even his fault. I mean, he was a good kid, he wasn't even involved. But I guess misguided bullets tend to stray off. They found the flesh of his flesh and tear it like a tear cloth. Oh, how your nerve burn when they tear him apart. And he's reaching out for a lifeline, but all he sees is fear in them all. And the scare spread until it seems the screams fill up the park. And from the south side, you could probably see it bubble over. I said, from the south side, you can probably see it bubble over. And the sound of the pain can hurt the same. So he's drowning in that sound until he feels the angels hover over. And anyone can see that he sees him, because he keep on looking up and there's a calm in his breathing. But his eyes show his soul, and his soul is still pleading as they swell up, thinking about all that love that he's leaving. And he said he'll never let him down. He swore he'll never let him down. So he tries to get up, but he keeps on slipping on all that blood that he's leaving. As it pours through his palms and it spills to the earth, life's leaking, minds unraveling, he fears for the worst. Paranoia paralyzing, fear numb your skull like popping pills for the hurt. As tensions run as high as hurdlers until they tip, slip, crash, and tumble to the dirt. Broken bodies, broken hearts, broken bones. These gunshots putting holes in hope. Lost boys, lost goals, lost boys, lost souls. Tell me what really happens when you die. Show me who really knows. And he's disoriented. And so now his mind is just asking what happened. And will his future and his dreams be neatly tucked in a casket? Family tree draped in black and staring at engravings. His mom can't take it. She hooting, hollering, praying. Then dead silent, straining to hear what her Lord is saying. She pleading, Why do you need him? Why do you need him? Tell me the reason. Please rethink it. Bring him back like Jesus. Jesus, if only for a moment, if only to hold him. And as of now, that's all he can think about. As he's dying inside, as he died lying, thinking about his mom grief as he continues to bleed. And now his eyes still asking, but they're asking why me? And they say you gotta play the cards that you're given, but it's hard when you're scarred from someone else's decision. And I fear some shit just ain't meant to be amended. Black boys bit by bullets can't always be mended. And so those windows to the soul start to close as his eyelids is tinted, and you can see him fluttering, less and less attentive. All cause a cop got offended, all cause a nigga who lived too far up the block got offended, and they killing. Check the record, inside a record pace, you should print it in Guinness, and they killing. It's like they're trying to break a record. You should print it in Guinness, and I know you scared. And the fear like fog to the soul when you in it. I know. The fear like fog to your soul, are you in it? I know you're scared. You should ask us if we're scared too. I know you're scared. Me too. I know you're scared. You should ask us if we're scared too. If you was there and we just knew you cared too. That was The Faithful Few presenting to you the Fear and Love Cypher. Please look out for the Fear and Love Cypher #2. And we're not done. If you know I like fluffy shit, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna leave you on some depression shit. I'm sorry that kid had to die, but that's what they asked me for. So I'm gonna bring up this next young man to close us out in a good vibe. We're gonna have a meet and greet. Please check out the vendor tables. Please get these people's contacts. We do a lot of things in the community. There's a lot of fun to be had if you just come out and have it, all right? So please stay a little bit longer and party with us to the sounds of my man. Check him out. He has a new single called My Coffee Brown coming out. It's on iTunes right now or wherever else you can buy digital music. Say goodbye to the Faithful Few and let me introduce Testimonies.
Peace and love, my people. Make some noise for the Faithful Few. That was amazing, right? All right, so here's the deal. How many of y'all believe in real love in here? Well, let me hear y'all make some noise. Y'all believe in love, right? Okay, so this piece that I'm about to go into is entitled My Coffee Brown, and I wrote it for someone who is very special in my life, my very beautiful wife. I ain't gonna make her stay up because, we got a young queen in there. But I ain't gonna make a stand up, so I definitely want to do this for her. Alright, so without further ado, My Coffee Brown, my man. Let's go. Peace and blessings. Say hands up, wave them side to side. Say hands up, wave them side to side. Now hands up, wave them side to side. Hands up, wave them side to side. And yo, when I say coffee, y'all say brown. Coffee. When I say coffee, y'all say brown coffee. My definition of exquisite is here. Mocha skin, coffee eyes, kinky long brown hair. We get poetic sides and her vibe got us perfectly paired. Some forever search you, but to match you is rare. See her mind like my sky, like flares. We step up on that scene like we slicker this shit. And see it's a blessing to share my world with. Someone I can embrace God's word with. For real, we got as solid as a rock, so that's the way that we rock. We was made for each other just like keys to a lock. And my faith, it was my magnetism. Then that's all the beauty within, and look past my visions. Just like a short-term goal, I keep my mind on something like calm, since the way the light shines on. For every king to prosper, a Cleopatra's needed. So for my coffee run, there's nothing less than clear. I'll tell you the truth, I can't even lie because I love you so you. I'm digging your style, I'm digging your grace, I'm digging your vibe. I think that you're down because you're my coffee brand.